From empire to republic, the fall of the Ottomans and the rise of modern Turkey. On October 29th, 2023, Turkey celebrated a major milestone, 100 years since becoming a republic. In 1923, from the ruins of a once great empire, a new nation was born. That empire was the Ottoman Empire. It had ruled for more than 600 years, spreading across continents and shaping world history. The Ottomans were once one of the most powerful empires in the world. By the mid-1500s, they controlled much of the Middle East, North Africa, and Eastern Europe. But the empire didn't start in glory. It began in a small region of northwestern Anatolia. From these humble beginnings, the Ottomans built a vast and diverse empire. Different cultures, languages, and religions lived under one flag, the crescent moon. But time changed everything. What happened to this mighty empire? And how did its fall lead to the birth of modern Turkey? To understand this, we must go back to the Turkic people who came from Eastern Asia. These nomadic tribes began moving west across the Eurasian steppe. By the 7th century, they settled near the Altai Mountains, in present-day Russia, Kazakhstan, and Mongolia. As they moved south, some tribes, including the Oghuz Turks, settled near the Caspian and Aral Seas. One man, Seljuk, broke away from the main group and founded the Seljuk Empire in the late 10th century. The Seljuks grew quickly. They adopted Persian culture and Islam. And by the 1060s, they reached the borders of the Byzantine Empire. In 1071, they defeated the Byzantines at the Battle of Manzikert, opening the door to Anatolia, today's Turkey. But all empires rise and fall. The Seljuk Empire later broke apart. The Sultanate of Rum took its place in Anatolia, but it too collapsed. Smaller states, called beyliks, appeared, one of which was led by a man named Osman. Osman's story is partly lost in history, but he is known as the founder of the Ottoman Empire, an empire that would shape the world for centuries. The rise of empire, from Osman to Suleiman the Magnificent. In the hills of northwestern Anatolia, a boy named Osman lit a spark that would grow into a world empire. His family, the Ottomans, began conquering the remains of the weakening Byzantine Empire. By 1331, they captured Nicaea. In 1369, they took Adrianople, now Edirne, which became their capital. More victories followed in Serbia and Bulgaria. In 1451, a young ruler named Mehmed II took power. At only 19, he dreamed of capturing Constantinople. In April 1453, he began his siege. After 7 weeks, on May 29th, Constantinople fell. The last Byzantine emperor died fighting. The famous Hagia Sophia Church became a mosque, and a new era began. Mehmed didn't stop. He conquered more lands, including Greece, Bosnia, and Crimea. When he died in 1481, the Ottoman Empire was massive. His son, Bayezid II, expanded the empire into Syria and the Levant. Then came Selim I, who ruled only 8 years but conquered Egypt, Libya, and parts of North Africa. Then came Suleiman the Magnificent. He ruled from 1520 to 1566 and brought the empire to its peak. He conquered the Balkans, reached Vienna, and expanded into Iraq and the Arabian Peninsula. The empire stretched from Hungary to Oman. The Ottoman army was strong and well organized. The Janissaries, Christian boys taken young, converted to Islam, and trained as elite soldiers, were at its core. The Ottomans often fought European powers. They failed to capture Malta in 1565 and lost a major sea battle at Lepanto in 1571. Still, they kept advancing. In 1526, they crushed Hungary. In 1683, they attacked Vienna again. But this time, a massive cavalry charge by the Polish king, John III Sobieski, broke their army. The Ottoman advance into Europe ended. By the 1700s, the empire weakened. Sultans withdrew from politics, and others ruled in their place. Still, the Ottomans were known for their tolerance. Christians and Jews lived freely, and cities like Thessaloniki became diverse and prosperous. At its peak, the empire was a center of trade, culture, and power. The fall of an empire, from Ottoman glory to Turkish rebirth. The Ottoman Empire once controlled major trade cities like Constantinople and Alexandria. It was a link between East and West. But when ships started sailing around Africa to reach Asia, the land routes lost importance. The empire's wealth began to shrink. Meanwhile, Europe embraced science and industry. The Ottomans fell behind. Austria and Russia took advantage and attacked. They took land in the Balkans, the Caucasus, and North Africa. Local rulers in Algeria, Tunisia, and Egypt declared independence. In the 1800s, the decline worsened. Serbia and Greece rebelled. Greece won independence with help from Europe. France invaded Algeria. The empire was called the sick man of Europe. More losses followed. In the Crimean War, Britain and France helped the Ottomans against Russia, but it only slowed the decline. Romania, Serbia, and Bulgaria broke away. Italy took Libya. Albania became independent. But inside the empire, change was coming. Young, educated Turks began pushing for reform. They wanted a modern government, not ruled by old traditions. These were the Young Turks. In 1908, they started a revolution and succeeded, but internal conflict followed. Then came World War I. The Ottomans joined the Central Powers, Germany and Austria-Hungary. They won a famous victory at Gallipoli, but lost badly elsewhere. In the Arab world, tribes rebelled with help from British officer T. Lawrence. In 1915, the Ottoman government committed genocide against Armenians. Over 1.5 million were killed. By 1918, the empire was collapsing. Allied forces occupied its land. France, Britain, Italy, and Greece prepared to divide it. But one man refused to let Turkey die. In 1919, Mustafa Kemal Ataturk led a resistance. As foreign troops landed, he united the Turkish people. Greece invaded Anatolia, but Ataturk's forces fought back. By 1922, they had won. The Allies were forced to agree to peace. In 1923, the Treaty of Lausanne officially created the Republic of Turkey. Constantinople was no longer the capital. Ankara was. The Ottoman Sultanate was abolished. After more than 600 years, the empire was gone, but from its ashes, a new country rose, built not by emperors, but by the will of its people.